my next episode? All right, ready for my next episode. This is the third rough draft. Just catch up a little bit. This is my second rough draft, third rough draft, doing as a gift. Again, if this gift is for you, just pretend you're not seeing this. Let me know on Christmas if you actually watched this video. It's the first verse of Forever Young, by the version by Bob Dylan. And I learned several things doing this. For one thing, I don't like the color. So again, this is the third color of ink that I've tried, the second kind of ink and the third color of ink that I've tried. And I'm still having problems with the pen. So that concerns me a great deal, to be this far down in the process and still not sure if this pen is going to work. Okay, one of the things as you see, very, very careful guidelines written on this sheet. I discovered last time that if I did a, well, let me zoom in here so you can see this better, okay? If I do a indent for an illustrated or illuminated capital letter, then there's only 6 couplets left, and if I offset each couplet 1, 2, 3, position 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then it just looks better. So let me go now to my the actual copy that I'm working on. And I can't read that because I made a change. May God bless. Again, the typeface, the font that I'm using here is Unseal. Not to be confused with Half Unseal, which, by the way, is a different font. It's related, but it's not just the lowercase of Unseal, which a lot of, when you're getting into calligraphy, that's a little confusing. Is Half Unseal the same as Unseal, but just half? The answer is no. May God bless. I'm sorry you can't see what I'm doing a little better. I'll try to reposition the camera for my next episode if I'm still doing calligraphy, because I know my hand is in the way, so you can't actually see me making these letters. That's pretty boring. So I'm not going to make this episode very long. Just a few comments. Again, one of the nice things about calligraphy is that you have to be relaxed to do it. And so it's sort of like meditation. It's a form of forced relaxation. There, I'm going to let it go at that. So when you're doing it, it feels good. And I'm going to finish this, and then perhaps I'll be ready to go to my final version after that. May God bless and keep you. I'm working on graphics paper. Do I have that pad around here? I do not. It's a transparent, translucent kind of paper used in the graphic arts industry a great deal. I wonder if graphic artists still use it now that everybody's working on a computer. Be that as it may, it's a kind of paper that calligraphers love to use, so I hope they don't stop making it. Oh, I will mention just one little detail about calligraphy, about Unseal calligraphy. One of the charms, if you will, of this kind of lettering is that the kerning, the word I'm saying there is Kerning. I don't know if you can see this. Kerning. It's a word that only type people, font people know. Kerning is the the space between lines of type. This, no, I'm saying that all completely wrong. Ignore everything I just said. Again, my brain is not working. This is called leading. I do want to talk about leading. Kerning is the distance between letters. Boy, I really do know better. Just sometimes my brain isn't working when I'm trying to draw. Leading, which in fact goes back to lead typesetting because it had to do with how many little thin sheets of lead the typesetter would put between each line of type. So in unsealed type, the leading, thank you very much, is supposed to be very tight. So as you can see by looking at this, that the ascenders, if there are any, basically run into the typeface above it, and the descenders almost run into the line of type below it. And in unsealed, that's the way it's supposed to be. In other words, this whole block of type, for instance, is supposed to read like a block of type. It's supposed to read visually. You can squint and it turns into one complete rectangle, if you will. That is one of the charms of unsealed. Although I decided the charm was just a little too charming in this case. So when I drew my new lines, I actually added a 32nd of an inch between those, between each couplet of type. So just for fun, if you have any interest in calligraphy at all, that kind of stuff's a little bit fun. Okay, good enough. I'll stop there.